with the Talia and the Nautilus, fantastic ways of delaying engage, great ways of stopping them from getting on top of your carries. So really is going to be how they're able to execute on that composition. But I will say for PSG, the great thing about all this engage is that even
mid-prio off the back of Maple having to reset, now they know, as you say, Miru can always join in, so they've got the numbers advantages. So I'd be surprised if PSG really want to try and contest this.
Oh, no, they get the root down, they get the knock-up as well. Level 6 hit, the Cataclysm comes in for Junja. He does get the knock-up at the back of it. There's a slightly Maelstrom, but it only really lands onto one, and now they can turn and burn for this fight. First Blood finally goes over to Seo. Nice knockback here from Miru as he gets on top of two. The Pop Blossom is decent, but there's no damage right now. The resets are coming in. Double kill for Seo. R7 are doing well in the early game.
R7 are coming in hot to Worlds 2023. Miru TP's in. They get the fight. Didn't have the numbers, they didn't have the setup, and everything rushed and everything goes awry.
Seo doesn't have flash or heal, doesn't have his arcane shift either, and that's a shutdown there. Just not expecting the rat to be in the bush.
That's a big win for PSG though, because after you
bit of an issue, because again, like you said, it doesn't become about the laning phase anymore. It becomes about those team fights. Audi is going to get jumped on here. Will not have a huge amount of damage thrown onto him just yet. They've invested 2 ultimates. There's going to be Minoru coming back on top of this one here, though. Junja immediately flashing after the fact to try and make sure he stays alive, but he does get taken out. Woody can't get the root down. TP's coming in. That's going to be the Kennen trying to or Maple, excuse me, coming in afterwards. Minoru cannot just be walked over this. Audi gets a reset. Will not get the flick back, and they will trade back 1 for 1. So it's a little bit of a scrappy one there for PSG. They thought they found someone.
Yeah, they've tried to get the pick, but just not enough time. And now R7 trying to set themselves up as well in this mid lane. Wacko needs to be so careful.
Yeah, needs to be very, very careful. That mid lane going down could be huge. There's a Pop Blossom.
Oh my God.
3. The flash is good, but can they get the damage afterwards? They do get Seo. The bomb comes in straight afterwards. A slice and dice will get him back over the wall. But I mean, just as Dragon's about to spawn as well, Rift Herald on this field as well. PSG.
Good reset timers here for PSG. And now they can start to try and contest this as Ozzy, with push on top, is moving down.
Yeah, Audi might have to use his own ultimate there. Not quite sure what happened there with the hook, but he misses it completely. The Pop Blossom on the 2. No jungler now available. Flick back is decent on the Junja, but there's just not the damage right now from the Talia. Line's just going to get taken out, and this is starting to change the momentum of the game. R7 had a good start, and now they're starting to fall apart. PSG just picking them away bit by bit.
But Leon's and Audi are waiting in the wings as well, so we'll just back away.
Oh, interruption. That's there's still a flash and a Cataclysm for Junja, but I think he's just, oh, the nice little bit of movement. Had himself the Gore Drinker for extra healing, but gets taken down, heartbroken, and this is where you're going to try and thrive as R7. Get those being completed there. Void Staff for Miru, who's going to try and make use of it right now. The Pop Blossom, just a delay. Double up in that one there. Doesn't get the flick back on top of that one. Good flash away from Miru and by Bong. They're looking for an engage in the mid lane, though, as we see Junja and the rest of the team looking for more. They get the knock up here, and the charm coming out from the Rakan. A shutdown comes out. Bong finally gets himself a little bit more redemption as he look for a little bit more in this mid lane. Seo and Audi just can't do the damage. It's a 2 for 1 in the mid lane. Overall, a 2 for 2.
2 for 2. Seo still trying to see if he can get more. Maple as well. Still not out of the woods just yet. Seo, he's feeling it, but I don't think he can really chase up. The second he arcane shifts forward, what he would go from has the flash, so maybe he's looking for the outplay, but missed. Maple trying to lock them up underneath the tower. The flick misses. Stun handled Ozzy there. But then, yeah, it must have just, very overextension. Gore Drinker, the Q, a lot of opportunity to try and bring that one back. And Maple, you're kind of like a one-hit wonder in that different angles. So at the moment, you can see both teams kind of in that stalemate and nobody really wanting to commit.
Don't know why he's there, but he's getting all the damage. He got the root as well. They walk straight into the feathers, and that's all they needed to do. Now you can see a fight on 2 fronts. They are getting damage down. Bong still keeping himself alive. Nicely done with the Pop Blossom, though. And that's a clean enough fight for the side of PSG. They lose 1, they get 4, and they can just barrel down the mid. They've got a huge minion wave.
I mean, Wacko went God mode in that one. Immediately picks off Audi, sets up PSG, and yeah, the wave is there. The base is going to be absolutely left in tatters. I mean, 15 seconds, 6 seconds until Seo's up. Like, they could just go for the end.
They might think about it. It is only game 1 of this best of 3. Looks like they're just going to back away afterwards. They've got the Hex Gates. Everyone... Oh, it's a fake one. Faked us out as well. They have vision on this, so they know what's going down. Audie's got ultimate and flash. You can get down to top of it. Two-shot barrage lands on the Woody. They're putting them in. It's fish in a barrel. He goes get the Baron, but can they get out with it? Flash out immediately. Bong can't get into the fight right now. They're trying to get the stones in, but they just can't get the damage out. It was just a little bit too discoordinated from R7. You can see the...
R7 going to move over towards the Dragon. They'll get it, but what else would they get?
What else can they get? Junja tried to do a little bit of a drive-by. Does get the Cataclysm out. Seo just going to get himself away from this one here. Stopwatch used by Junja means he won't get any more damage done thrown onto him, and R7 are kind of caught between a rock and a hard place. They need to get themselves out. Audi doesn't have flash and ultimate because he used it last time. He will be sacrificed, and now Woody tries to go for a little bit more. Seo, no flash, but does have the arcane shift. They're just poking them out right now, and everyone backs themselves away. Good for R7 to get the dragon, but I mean, you still have a Baron to contest with.
The problem was, and look, with that, as soon as Ozzy shows up, they're like, cool, we're going to be totally fine to take this. Can't really do particularly much.
No, feathers do go flying. Wacko does get hit by the ultimate, but I mean, they're turning it all back on the Lions, who is ignited, getting taken so low. Is he? Yes, tick down Woody, finishing that one off in a little bit of supportal combat. And I mean, it's so difficult now to get this damage to stick, and they've got minions, they've got Baron, they might look for the end. They're going to go in, Cataclysm goes in straight away. There's the Pop Blossom down on the 2. They're just using these ultimates to try and stop everyone from dying, and Wacko just feeling untouched. Unfavorable in this fight is he, but PSG are going to be getting themselves the first win of Worlds 2023.
They had in the KDA that take down the Nexus, and PSG, you can see, smiles, but mostly relief, I think, in that one.
A little bit.
Not as clear. That Jace, I think that can be a struggle now as you start to get in towards fights with Sejuani jumping forward, the Knowledge jumping forward, and just setting up nicely then for the Orianna. So I actually think in All Out Brawls, R7 could have that opportunity for that big shockwave to change everything. Waiting in the wings here. Just going to pick up the fruit for the moment.
They do have a Jace coming in with an accelerated shock blast over the side here, so they could be very, very caught out as I see them now go for it, but they're getting a lot of damage on the Wacko. The feathers don't come back just yet, though. The turret's still doing damage. First blood goes over. It's a 1-for-1. Both supports picking up kills.
Yeah, Wacko went way too early on that play. Tried to get into a position where he could follow up, but nobody had actually started tanking on his behalf, so the damage wasn't able to churn.
And just kind of constantly looking for those hooks.
It might need to hook away here, though, because we can already see Maokai starting to come down into position. Wave is not in a good spot for R7. They kind of know it.
Yeah, they kind of know it. They are going to be able to kind of move themselves away. Bit of Spider-Manning. They will get the double knock-up, but a route underneath the tower is not ideal. Seo gets crashed backwards. Not quite able to get the route. That's just an easy little pickup here for the bot lane of PSG. A little cleaner and a lot more important as they got the kill over to the Aphelios. Like you mentioned there for Seo, so he's finally got access to that. We do see if flashless Woody, but he does get caught out for the moment. They're going to look for a flash here onto the mid lane. They're going to try and jump in on top of this one. It was a good hook there to try and bring back Junja, but the shockwave, as he got knocked back, Miru is going to fall to this ignite. That's Woody picking up his second kill of the game. And this is more like the PSG we expected to see coming into this matchup. They are kind of call as such, but now kind of turning that from top lane, or sorry, from mid lane to top lane. Now we are going to see Bong just getting rooted down. Didn't get the CC away from it. Tried to go all out. Tries to get him underneath the tower. It was almost a good thing, but Miru just TP in. Now trying to find out where this Rumble is going. Will be able to eventually find him, you imagine, but taking a fair bit of damage by ignoring Junja. There's the shockwave. Does finally land, and they will be able to trade back 1-for-1. Good flash to get away from that accelerated shock blast. And R7, they're trying to keep this one going because I think they feel like it was kind of running away from them.
They're already going to be able to hold on because Junja can try and threaten a potential dive here, and there's just nobody from R7 here to cover.
Oh, Miru could be in a lot of trouble here. Needs to walk forward a little bit, but no, just get hit up. There's going to be a TP straight away. They're tanking the turret straight off it. The shockwave does come down, but it's just too easy. Top laners TP in, but I mean, what way can you already make this one work? You're in a 2v3, not really in a position for it. They will drop down the equalizer, the all-out, just to bring Junja underneath the tower. He has to flash away. There's going to be the ultimate put down on the Wacko, who has no cleanse. A flash forward because the minion was standing in his way. A flash away by Wacko, who finally puts down the ultimate. Moonlight Vigil does pepper down this damage, good Infernum damage. But I mean, it's PSG just kind of winning. It's R7 playing reactively, and unfortunately, it's not.
To boot as well, Baron up on the map. Your opportunities to find that scaling aren't there.
I've seen this one before on the other side of the map. I know how this movie ends, but this time Miru is also going to go for a shockwave, comes in just to delay it, but it's the same result every time, and again Bong comes in just to find his laner already dead. Yeah,
call it the Canadian, the maple tree going absolutely insane on this one with the picks that they're finding on the top.
As soon as they kind of realize, okay, we don't need to do that, they get kind of caught out, and then all of a sudden it's predictable. So it does feel like a catch-22 for them, damned if they do, damned if they don't, and PSG are just comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, at this stage, hang on, engage.
Yeah, engage comes in, they're going to get the ultimates out, but can they get the damage in? That is the question. The Nautilus goes down, the turret finally goes in, Oni does flash away, the shockwave good to catch Wacko, but I mean, he just gets himself the Gale Force to get away from this one, and yeah, look at the help bars, like they did nothing comparatively, and it just feels like R7 are clutching at straws.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they can
be onto this Baron. Yeah, PSG do not want the 50-50 just yet. They're going to just keep peppering down these damage, and they know they can go for Bong because he's going to have to go all out. Junja takes a hell of a lot of damage, but he's able to walk away just at the last second. Everyone's just kind of moving in. It's a little bit of a 1v1 on the top side there as Lions joins back in. And now the Rumble's very isolated, not with his team. He may have to try and get out of this by his own, but he doesn't have flash. He has nowhere to go, and he's overheated, which means he goes down. Bong picks himself up the first kill of the game. And PSG, they didn't really know what they wanted to go for there. The Baron got too low.
Well, that feels kind of like the end of a Cooking Mama level, where you're like, everything is on fire. We're just running around trying to manage whatever we can. And yes, the level ticked over, and they've managed to survive, but now it gets more difficult.
Well, that's a Moonlight Vigil that doesn't really go anywhere. They're moving on to Junjin now. They're going to have to commit more ultimates here. Shockwave sombreros onto nothing, and now they can turn and burn back on because Seo's dead as well. You've no consistent DPS, R7. They thought they had found someone to kill off, but they end up losing almost everything in that fight, and that could just be the Baron straight up there.
Yeah, it 100% is. Immediately PSG are going to clear out this mid lane, start to push over towards
this, because he's only got a Radiant Virtue. He's pure HP. What's going to happen there? Like, I don't understand it. You don't really show it. They're panicking, and it feels bad, but finally they look to try and make a play. But again, onto Junja, the tank. They're throwing everything in the kitchen sink at it, but now the knock-ups into the charm. Sales already lost his Featherstorm. And can they try to burn this one? Finally, a good hook lands, but they've already got the stopwatch from Maple, so he can delay it. This is 4 versus 5. The Rumble isn't even here. The Rumble's not even looking to join. 4v5, and PSG are burning them down. Wacko goes forward, and they're all being taken out. Yes, the Shockwave comes in onto one, but it's just too little too late. And this is PSG putting a marker in the play-ins.
4 versus 5. PSG Talon win the fight, and 2-0. They are going to take down R7 and deny them that opportunity at the 2-piece on the international wins.
I mean, PSG were the favourites coming in. Game 1, R7 definitely showed a bit of life. Game 2, they just looked lost, floundering. PSG got themselves warmed up, got themselves back into the series, and really put down the herd. Really well done there from PSG. And they get themselves the expected result, and expected how they got it as well.
Yeah, I mean, much cleaner game coming into this, right? Being able to play around their team fight, setting up well. I will say, still question